Guys, the Speaker of the House, Nelly Muti, has just announced that Robert Chavinga is now the leader of the opposition. Now that's huge. Let me tell you why that is huge. Expect now for the registrar of society to change the office bearers. And once that happens, from a layperson's point of view, my understanding is that because now the Speaker of the House has announced Robert Chavinga, who hails from Miles Sampa's faction, they've announced him as leader of the opposition. You can now expect for the office bearers to change. And once that happens, it's game over for the PF as we knew it. The Notorious Patriotic Front will literally have a brand new face, and it will happen in real time. As you and I speak, the metamorphosis, the changing of the guards, the rearranging of the chairs is happening in real time. Now, here's the thing. Don't for a moment think that this is a silver bullet. Don't for a moment think that, oh, if this happens, then Zambia will become ungovernable and, oh, the procedure wasn't followed. You can argue those fine points, but the truth is, we've been down this road before. This happened in the MMD. The PF, the Notorious Patriotic Front, used Rafael Hijack Nakachinda to do exactly the same thing. Did Zambia blow up? Did the whole world go to pot? Did Zambia go to hell in a handbasket? No, it didn't. We are still here. And let's be clear. Everything that's happening now is happening because of one thing. Edgar Chagwa Lungu refused to bequeath power. Former and sixth President Lungu held on to that position for dear life. He refused to open the door to somebody else in the same way that the door was opened for him. He refused to open the doors for other people. There were 9 candidates in that race, a race that was literally opened, wide open, by Miles Samba. Miles was the first one that was courageous enough to walk over there to the Secretariat and say, hey, listen, I've got 200,000 kwacha as my nomination fee. It is my right as a Zambian citizen. It's my right as a member of this party to put my name forward. Here's 200,000. Miles did that in the face of criticism, in the face of disapproving eyes, in the face of hostility, in the face of opposition within the opposition. He did all of that. And they gladly accepted the money, but they accepted the money grudgingly. After Miles opened that gate, 8 other candidates followed suit. Emmanuel Mwamba, GBM, all of these guys looked at Miles and said, well, if Miles could do that, heck, we can do that. So 9 of them went to the Secretariat. Each paid 200,000. The Secretariat made 1.8 million kwacha from that exercise. To date, that money has not been accounted for. They used that money for what they called mobilization. What mobilization? What mobilization was by Given Lubinda doing with the Rafael Hijaka Savimbi Nakachinda? There was no mobilization. It was another opportunity for the PF to look at a bunch of money and say to each other and themselves, ooh, look at all this money. Ooh, boy, I tell you what, it's party after party, party again. That was the attitude. So here it is now, when Miles literally stood up and said, he declared the fierce urgency of now. When he demanded a seat at the table, you know, Martin Luther King said, freedom will not be given to you. You have to take it. Freedom will not be given to you. You have to take it. There are times, there are certain dispensations where you have to take it. They're not going to give it to you on a silver plate. Miles recognized that. Now, of course, you and I can argue the fine points of whether or not that procedure and that convention was legitimate or illegitimate. We all know the truth, but the truth is the environment we're living in now, the current political climate, allows the chaos within the PF to reign and reign again. And I tell you, my brothers and sisters, the moment the office bearers are changed over there at the what is it? I always mix it up. The registrar of society. The moment that happens, it's game over. Game over. Miles Sampa will be on that ballot. Now, whether or not Miles can win a national election, that's a completely different subject. That's a completely different topic. We will cross that bridge when we get to it. But as for now, as far as Miles pushing this agenda of him being the new PF president and him being on that ballot in 2026, that's a clear possibility. And let me also caution the former president. What you should be doing now, Lungu, movie if you know about government, announce kuti yajama benefits yaja. Presidential benefits you've re-entered the fray. You've thrown your name back into the pot of consideration. You are now a political opponent. You are a political contender. You are no longer a statesman. That definition has been shed off of you. That coat of statesman has been discarded by you yourself. Nobody did that. Nobody did that to you. You did that to yourself. And you went as far, and I'm addressing the sixth and former president now because I'm hoping he'll watch this. This is social media. Everybody watches everybody. Because I know somebody's is going to jump on here and say, you think Lungu can watch you? Everybody watches everybody, okay? You brought this on yourself, and it disappointed me to hear you use the words, these crumbs the government was giving me, I won't be enticed by these crumbs. In reference to his benefits. The sixth president said, I won't be enticed by these crumbs. Really? And then he looks at Given Lubin and says, wait, very unpresidential. Everything that former President Lungu is doing now, he comes across as unpresidential. He comes across like he's a leader of a gang. There's nothing presidential about that. And I must warn, and I warn you, former president, this trip that you've taken to the Copper Belt, the word on the street is that you're gathering people around in the Copper, if indeed this is true, this is the word allegedly, the word on the street is that you're mobilizing guys over there in the Copper Belt to sort of push this agenda, to reinstate you in the seat of power. That's not good. That smacks of rebellion. That smacks of militia. That smacks of an effort to create an alternative government. And if you go down that road, Mr. President, Mr. Former President, you're going to lose, and lose royally. Throw down your weapons. Abandon this idea that's in your head that you can return. It's over. Accept that. The quicker you accept that, the better off you'll be. There's nothing to lose. But here's the thing. The die has been cast by you. You cast the die. Nobody else did it for you. You did it on your own. The die has been cast, and now you have set into motion a series of events that will see you in a very bad predicament, in a very awkward situation. Your party is slipping through your fingers in real time. You must know that. And it's happening. It's real. This is not a dream. It's not a nightmare. It's not an alternative universe that you're living in. It's happening this very moment. And you don't have the power to push back. You don't have any state machinery behind you. You have nothing. You are as vulnerable as a rabbit in an open field with a sky full of eagles. It's time to rethink your position. Very important. All right. Thought I'd share that with you.